Alright, so I want to make a quick video just recapping the entire Swiss stage for the Montreal Major. So, start with round one. Gonna talk about kind of like my thoughts on each of the matches too a little, just quickly. Yeah, round one, um, tight game. Definitely a W7, I think, got the map they wanted here. Just Border promotes their aggressive playstyle, and they squeaked this one out. This phase SSG match, I remember saying this could be one of those games that SSG could upset FaZe, but FaZe didn't troll the map ban this time and go with like a chalet, which sometimes they like to do, and test out their weaker maps. In the first match, I mean, maybe console was one of the weakest maps because it did take the FaZe to overtime to win this one, but SSG did kind of blow a lead here. They were up like 5-2 and then lost. VB Sonics, another close one. I think Sonics also choked this one away. I believe they were leading by a lot heading into this one, and it did not work out for them in the end. Secret Elevate, a close one, most especially due to a poor start to the major from Adrian. He finally picked it up in the last two play days of the Swiss day, or the later few play days of the Swiss stage. He didn't play in the final day because they went 3-1. But the first two games were rough for Adrian. It was not good. Liquid G2 kind of went how I thought it would. The score is inaccurate here. It was that game went to overtime, I believe. Yep, it did go to overtime. So that's like one of the only wrong scores on here. I don't know why it's 7-4. It says 7-4. So it was closer than that. Again, another match where Liquid were up by a lot, and then G2 came back, but this time Liquid were able to close it out. But yeah, kind of went how I thought it would. That G2's attacks would continue to be poor, and they were. And even though Liquid's attacks have not been good either, not as bad as G2's attacks. So, and their defenses were they're able to hold. Like I remember this game, G2 were just doing really coordinated pushes on site over and over and over, and it was working, and it's why G2 got back to overtime, and it kept working because Lincoln weren't bringing anything to stop it. So they finally started bringing stuff like Fenrir and that to slow down those quickly coordinated executes. So thankfully they adapted, but it took a while. This DZ Falcons one, I remember in my predictions video, I said DZ win this as long as DZ doesn't play border and try to ego challenge on border. And what does DZ do? They play border, and what happens? They lose. So DZ deserved lost for that one, I think. Kind of a joke picking border in my opinion. I swear every time I see DZ pick border recently, I just shake my head and go, oh, border again, and then watch them lose because they think they're like better on that map than they actually are. And then the Scars versus Chiefs one kind of went as expected. I thought Scars would win. I thought they would be better than they were at Manchester, but nope. And then Black Dragons, I mean, they're playing D+. It's a free win. Round two, another like banger match. FaZe VP. Another close one. A few things go VP's way. It either goes to overtime or VP win. Secret Falcons. Falcons have been really impressive this tournament now after beating DZ and Secret. And I remember after Falcons beat DZ, I finally started respecting Falcons. I remember predicting Falcons to win this best of one, and I was like, yep, they deserve the respect because I did not think they would be very good heading into this. And I mean, it's hard to tell how good a team will be when the region they play in has like two teams that are like competitive in it, and then that's it. It's them and Geek, and then the rest all just exist. I mean, Liquid versus Chiefs. Liquid kind of just gets handed a win here by getting one of the lowest seeded teams heading into the Swiss, and Chiefs put up a pretty good fight against a team that I thought heading into this major, after having such a strong performance in their Brazilian league, would be one of our contenders. And then W7M played Black Dragons, and then W7M have just been the better team this year, and they've just won the match. BDS in the 0-1 bracket handed a free win here. They got D+. Easy. SSG Sonics, just another NA matchup against two top NA teams. Of course, it goes to OT. SSG were able to close it out, though. I think this was the match that Sonics actually choked. I think this was the one they choked. I think they were leading by a lot. I think it was a cafe, and it might have been like 5-2 or 6-2 or something, but SSG brought it back to overtime and then won an OT. Another disappointing result from DZ2, losing to Elevate as well. At one point, Elevate was up 6-1 in this game. DZ almost brought it back, but yeah, they let way too many rounds go, and it was hard watching DZ this major. And then Scars beat G2 again. I wasn't totally surprised by this, especially with the fact that they played Chalet again, a map that Scars watched G2 play that same day, so against Liquid. So I'm not surprised the Scars won that, especially, and also due to just G2's growing pains. I'd say they have good ideas on a lot of their rounds, but sometimes it's just not there yet. Like something's just wrong, and you can tell when you watch them, like something's just off. So yeah. Now for the third round, Falcons finally got the respect they deserve by FaZe, and then FaZe ends up handing Falcons their first loss in the Swiss stage. And then just like Esports World Cup, W7M 2-0's Liquid. Wasn't surprised by that. Secret again, with another rough game against an APAC team where they barely squeezed it out. But in a best of one, an 8-7 is all you need to advance, and they did. So yeah, Chiefs got kind of lucky here. They got the APAC matchup, which they won. BDS got Black Dragons matchup. Black Dragons put up a pretty good fight, but BDS are just a better team. And then VP and SSG, again another barn burner match, but a best of one. And then Virtus Pro on LAN, Virtus Pro LAN buff strikes, and they're just better. Now for our O2s in round 3, DZ finally got a win here because they got handed the D+ match. If they had got the Sonics game, if they played Sonics or G2, who knows how that would have gone. But G2 ended up playing Sonics, and then this is probably one of the worst G2 performances I've seen in general. And yeah, they got crushed. They won 2 rounds in 2 maps, so pretty sad, that one. And then for round 4, Falcons got their second best of 3 against Chiefs in the tournament. So Falcons blessed here for this matchup, and they move on, because I genuinely feel if Falcons play like VP or BDS here, they don't win. So lucky them. But I am glad we got the VP BDS match, because that was a banger, even though it was 2 maps. Those teams are. I told my friend it's the John Cena versus The Rock of the major. So that's how I feel about that matchup. I really wish it went to 3, but it is what it is. We got 2 really good maps this siege. And then Liquid versus Secret. The Liquid downtrend continues as they fall to 2-2 now after a 2-0 start. And then for the 1 and 2 games, we ended up getting another NA matchup between SSG and the DZ. And then this one kind of went exactly how I thought it would, where SSG would win 2-1, but after being down a map. And this game specifically, just rough performance from Kobe Lax. Not good at all for his role. He needs to be getting more kills. He actually did go positive on entry in this major, but he went like over -20, I think, in KD. So entry was solid, but outside of that, not good. And then Sonic got Elevate as a matchup here, and this is an easy prediction. Sonic's 2-0, and they did 2-0. And then Black Dragons got the other APAC matchup against Scars. It looked rough after that first map. Black Dragons won 7-2, and then Scars came back even better and then won 7-1 on the next map. But then Black Dragons woke up and then won the last map 7-3. So that sets up our last day matches, which VP kind of just got handed the win here with the Chiefs matchup, following in the steps of the Sonics 14-2 scoreline against G2. VP went 14-2 against Chiefs. And now we have the Liquid Sonics game. This one kind of went how I expected to. I thought this would be a 3-mapper, but it was only 2. I could see this coming because Liquid started off 2-0 and then they fell to 2-2, so Liquid are on the downtrend. And then Sonics, Liquid couldn't win best of 3s. Sonics couldn't win best of 1s, so they start off 0-2, but they won when they got to those BO3s. They won both of them they played before this, so that which got them to 2-2. So as soon as I saw this matchup, I was like, Liquid on downtrend, Sonics on uptrend, but Sonics have been playing better in the best of 3s. So I had a feeling Sonics would win, and it was even more it was much more dominant than I thought it would be. And then SSG versus Black Dragons. Yeah, kind of a expected result again here. SSG been playing very well this tournament. They've had probably the hardest gauntlet of opponents, I'd say, this tournament, after playing FaZe, Sonics, VP, DZ, and Black Dragons. You probably would consider Black Dragons the easiest opponent there. So yeah, overall a really fun Swiss stage. A couple upsets, but not really. Kind of biggest surprise for me still is Falcons. Even after their phase 1 performance, they didn't really play like teams in phase 1 that I thought were any good. So I still kind of wrote them off, but they really proved me wrong again. So props to them. And then like biggest disappointments here, I'd say like Liquid being up 2-0 and then choking all their best of 3 games away, and DZ as well. Really disappointing results from them this tournament. And of course the VP land buff, can't forget to mention that they are back once again. If I gotta start predicting, if VP make a land, I gotta put them in my top 8 every time. It's not always true. When they made both Atlanta and Copenhagen last year, I believe, and did not get top 8 in those. But tradition usually they do, no matter what. So at the end of our Swiss bracket, it's G2, D+, Scars, DZ, Elevate, Chiefs, Black Dragons, and Liquid going home. And then moving on to the main stage event on Friday, we had Sonics, SSG, VP, Secret, BDS, Falcons, W7M, and FaZe. So yeah, if you enjoyed watching, feel free to let me know if anyone watches this. And right after this video, there will be another one of my finals predictions, because I will be heading to Montreal tomorrow. So yeah, I gotta get both these videos out tonight. So yeah, again, Thanks for watching if you watched to this point, and have a good one.